Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Bible in a Year 2021. We are on day 153, and we are looking at the Song of Songs. And I do apologize because I have no idea how long this is going to take today. This is very involved, and as I prepared for this, I tried just to take the highlights. And there's so much. You need to take time and just take a week and just hug this thing. Just suck the marrow out of its bones, and because especially if you look at this, these 8 chapters in the Passion Translation, it will open your eyes to the relationship with the Lord in a way that you've never seen before, because this is a very prophetic writing, and I'm trying to present it in a way today that you can see the conversation that is taking place. But the Passion does a very good job of labeling who's speaking when, and you really get to see really our Lord's attitude towards us. So let me just put this in presentation mode here. And so let's go with chapter 1 here, verse 5. We start off this conversation: Jerusalem maidens in this twilight darkness, I know I am so unworthy, so in need. So I want you to understand that who's talking right now is the church. This is the church. If you can understand, and the groom is Christ. So we have the church and we have Christ, and the church is saying, so unworthy, so in need. Because that's the first place that we need to be. There's no way that we can come to the King of Kings unless we know that we need the King of Kings, unless we understand that we are in need. And that's counterintuitive to who we are as human beings, because we never want to present a weakness. We want to never present ourselves in a place of need. We don't want to be needy. But in order to come to Christ, in order to enter into that relationship, we have to say, I have need of you. I am in need. And here the church is saying, I'm so unworthy, so in need. But look at how Christ counters this, how he receives this. He says, yet you are so lovely. Yet you are so lovely. So often we will be so down on ourselves. We'll beat ourselves up because of our behavior, our attitudes are such. And we fail to remember that his love isn't dependent upon us. His love is his love. His love is dependent on him. It's dependent on his goodness, which never wavers. It never changes. His love is never increasing. It's never decreasing. It's always the same towards us. It's what he has promised us. It's what we receive from him. And it has nothing to do with us. So when we say we're unworthy, it doesn't matter. He meets us with, you are so lovely. Again, I feel as dark and dry as the desert tents of the wandering nomads. And before we come to Christ, that is natural. That's how we should be feeling, that emptiness, that dryness, because he's the one who fills it. And so he deals with that again. Yet you are so lovely, like the fine linen tapestry hanging in the holy place. Man, how does that make you feel right now? Knowing that no matter how you feel about yourself, his love doesn't change. And this is how he sees you. He sees you as so lovely. There's so much that I couldn't share today from this. So yeah, go back into it. And if you read it through without the Passion Translation, go back and just do yourself a favor and read it with the Passion Translation. So skipping down to verses 9 to 11, we hear the Lord, my dearest one, let me tell you how I see you. You are so thrilling to me. Can you receive that? Because it took a while for me to really be able to absorb this. This is not conditioned upon me. This is him speaking to me regardless of my condition, you are so thrilling to me. To gaze upon you is like looking at one of Pharaoh's finest horses, a strong, regal steed pulling his royal chariot. We fail all the time to understand how our Lord sees us. We think he sees what we see, but he sees who we are, who we were meant to be. He sees the loveliness of our design. He sees the beauty of the relationship that we've been called to. That's what he sees. Your tender cheeks are beautiful. Your earrings and gem-laden necklaces set them ablaze. We will enhance your beauty. What's he talking about? We. He's talking about the Trinity. We will enhance your beauty. We in relationship with you will make you more beautiful than even how you were intended to be. We will complete you and we will enhance you with golden ornaments studded with silver. Then we go over to chapter 2, and we hear the church. I am truly his rose. This is at that point of accepting the relationship, of accepting that love, accepting who he says we are. I am truly his rose, the very theme of his song. Yeah, I'm overshadowed by his love, like a lily growing in the valley. Do you understand? Do you get this? This is where we're supposed to be. We are supposed to accept his affection. And there are people in the church that want to live in a stoic sort of way, and that's not what he's called to. He's called us to this deep, passionate relationship. He's called us to his affection. So the groom says, "Yes, you are my darling companion. You stand out from all the rest. For though the thorns surround you, you remain as pure as a lily, more than all others." Down in verse 13, we hear more. Can you not discern this new day of destiny breaking forth around you? That is a good question. Can you discern that? Can you know that? Can you know that you are not where you used to be and who you used to be at all? Can you discern this new day breaking all around you? The early signs of my purposes and plans are bursting forth. The budding vines of new life are now blooming everywhere. The fragrance of their flowers whispers. There's change in the air. Arise, my love, my beautiful companion, and run with me to the higher place. For now is the time to arise and come away with me. We enter at a certain level with the Lord, but he doesn't want us to stay there. That's a good place to enter. It's good, but he calls us to higher things. He calls us to greater things of relationship. He calls us to greater revelation. He calls us to greater intimacy. We were never meant to stay at the beginning place. We were never meant to camp out around the cross. The cross will always be precious to us, but it's a doorway for us to enter into higher places with him. That's what you've been called to. That is your destiny. Chapter 3. We hear from the church, night after night, I'm tossing and turning on my bed of travail. Why did I let him go from me? Yeah, you guys should be able to relate to this. Those times where we lose our focus, we may lose our passion for a moment. We may try things our way. We may, for whatever reason, we just let go of that intimacy. Night after night, I'm tossing and turning on my bed of travail. Why did I let him go from me? How my heart now aches for him, but he is nowhere to be found. Not true, but that's the perception that we have. So I must rise in search of him, looking throughout the city, seeking until I find him. Even if I have to roam through every street, nothing will keep me from my search. Where is he, my soul's true love? He is nowhere to be found. Not true, because he has promised to never leave us, never forsake us. He's promised us that he will be with us to the very end of the age. So this is the perception that we can have when we lose our focus, when we lose the communication, the touch, when we've wandered, we haven't actually gone anywhere. That's why the scripture tells us that if we seek his face, we'll find him, because he's right there. And the church right here, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to sense his presence again. Verse 4, just as I moved past him, I encountered him. I found the one I adore. I caught him and fastened myself to him, refusing to be feeble in my heart again. That's that affection of you, refusing to be feeble in my love for him. I'm not going to let that love wane again. Now I'll bring him back to the temple within where I was given new birth, into my innermost parts, the place of my conceiving. Over in chapter 4, when I look to you, says the church, I see how you have taken my fruit and tasted my word. Your life has become clean and pure, like a lamb washed and newly shorn. You now show grace and balance with truth on display. Sorry, that should have been in red, and that's the groom speaking to us. When I look at you, I see how you have taken my fruit and tasted my word. Yeah, guys, we can't sit back and just think that receiving the Lord is the end of everything. It's tasting everything that belongs to him. It is entering into those places. It is opening the word and feasting from the word. It's not trying to live up to a law. It's basking in love, and love produces those symptoms of obedience to the law. It's the whole thing. Like a lamb washed and newly shorn, you now show grace and balance with truth on display. That's how he sees us. Awake, O north wind. Awake, O south wind. Breathe on my garden with your spirit wind. Stir up the sweet spice of your life within me. Spare nothing as you make me your fruitful garden, holding nothing back until I release your fragrance. Come, walk with me as you walked with Adam in your paradise garden. Come, taste the fruits of your life in me. This, people, this should express our longing that we would shed Christ. He would flake off parts, and infect people around us. We talk about the virus, and you shed the virus, this kind of idea. And Jesus is not a virus. He is radiant. He's beautiful. It's the fruit that we people get to partake from us, not that we produce, that he produces. His presence in us produces. And this is what we're talking about, that fruitful garden, that the fragrance of Christ that's on us. It's just absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. So then we go over to verse 5, chapter 5 and verse 9. What love is this? How could you continue to care so deeply for him? This is others speaking to the church about Christ. To the church. What love is this? Like, this is weird. How could you love this? How could you continue to care so deeply for him? Like, okay, we can understand at the beginning, but how can this continue? How can you're so infatuated? This doesn't look healthy, right? Isn't there another who could steal away your heart? Come on now, you can't do this. Don't concentrate too much. You're becoming obsessed with this, and that's obsession's not healthy. Isn't there another who could steal away your heart? We see now your beauty, more beautiful than all the others. Like, we're seeing what he's done in you, right? We're seeing what he's done in you. What makes your beloved better than any other? They see the difference, but they don't make the connection. What makes your beloved better than any other? You guys probably have family that talk like that. They see the benefits, but they don't make the connection. What is it about him that makes you ask us to promise you this? And this is the response of the church in verses 10 to 11. He alone is my beloved. He shines in dazzling splendor, yet is still so approachable. Yeah, all his glory, and yet we can approach him. without equal as he stands above all others, outstanding among 10,000. The way he leads me is divine. His leadership so pure and dignified as he wears his crown of gold. Upon this crown are letters of black written on a background of glory. Yeah. Is that how we describe him? Is that how we express our passion for him? Oh, rarest beauty, where then has your lover gone? We long to see him too. This people looking in and seeing how in love we are, how in love we are with our King. And there's something so attractive, and they want to know it. That's what they're saying. Oh, rarest beauty, where then has your lover gone? We long to see him too. Where may we find him? We will follow you as you seek after him. That is the most incredible influence that you can have on people, where they will want to follow you. Not where you force them into anything, but where they will want to follow you because what they see in you is so attractive. The church answers, my lover has gone down into his garden of delight, to the flower beds of spices, to feast with those pure in heart. I am fully devoted to my beloved, and my beloved is fully devoted to me. Oh, Lord, that we would be fully devoted to you. Chapter 7, this is the Lord, how beautiful on the mountains are the sandaled feet of this one bringing such good news. You are true royalty. Yeah, you belong to the royal priesthood, people. You are truly royalty. The way you walk so gracefully in my ways. So gracefully in my ways. Does your heart burn with that, people? Is your heart burning with that? The way you walk so gracefully in my ways displays such dignity. You are truly the poetry of God, his very handiwork. Chapter 8, verse 6. He speaks to us, fasten me upon your heart as a seal of fire forevermore. This living, consuming flame will seal you as my prisoner of love. My passion is stronger than the chains of death in the grave, all consuming as the very flashes of fire from the burning heart of God. Place this fierce, unrelenting fire over your entire being. I know that we can find this in pockets among the believers, but this should be every believer, every believer, every believer, with this fierce, unrelenting fire over our entire being, sealed as prisoners of his love. This living, consuming flame. Verse 7, rivers of pain and persecution will never extinguish this flame. Guys, when you face things and you deny Christ, when you face things and you walk away, you need to understand that you never entered into the place that you were called to. You didn't get there. You didn't go higher when he called you to higher. If anything in this world can at all disturb your love for Christ, then I got to tell you, you didn't get to where you needed to get to. Start over again. Enter in again. Go higher. Go higher. Because I'm telling you, you get to a place in your relationship that doesn't matter what happens in this world. Nothing can deny. Nothing can deny his love for you and your love for him. Rivers of pain and persecution will never extinguish this flame. Endless floods will be unable to quench this raging fire that burns within you. Everything will be consumed. It will stop at nothing as you yield everything to this furious fire until it won't even seem to you like a sacrifice anymore. Wow. Just read that over a few times. There's so much in this incredible prophetic description of the love between the Lord and the church. Spend some time with it. I encourage you. You guys be blessed today, and let him convince you of his passionate love, and respond to him. Respond to him with everything that you have to respond. Guys, be blessed. Thank you for being on this journey, and I'll see you tomorrow.